Get
CNC
boring.
Paul is ready and willing, not here captive.
I'm not ready or willing, but I'm here, and I think showing up is half the battle. Something I'm
I
not
don't know.
sure on the
Sometimes it
math,
feels
but
like 98.5% of the battle.
it's some portion of the battle.
Yeah. Well, I think 38 seconds after we finished yesterday's podcast, the EU came out and said, hey, Microsoft, go spend the $70 billion. Just make sure you use enough dump trucks, and we accept singles and euro coins, and just...
Sure. And then the UK issued a tweet. I'm going to paraphrase, but it said, wah, wah.
Well, see, the problem is
So,
the UK CMA broke the first rule, which is just never tweet. Like there was nothing that was
yeah.
ever going to come
Nothing to
positive
say.
out of what
Nothing
they
to
said.
say.
So, as expected, the EU said, Microsoft, you can do this. They did put some, they did agree to the remedies, I guess as they are called, where Microsoft is going to have to do certain things, such as making all of their titles available on other cloud
by the
streaming
way,
platforms. It was interesting, too, that the EU primarily focused on cloud gaming.
Yeah, that's true. The primary communication from Microsoft during all of this was literally, we want to make sure these games get out to as many people as possible.
Mm-hmm.
It's like this is entirely in keeping with their whole point. And that's and speaking of points, I mean, this is the point of the antitrust regulators and their investigations, which is to get concessions and make sure this deal is fair for everyone. The notion that Microsoft couldn't do the exact same thing in the UK and solve that problem is ludicrous, but of course they're just going to dig in because idiots.
Yep.
It's too bad.
But so that's going to go through, at least it can go through in the EU, I should say. And also interesting yesterday, I think it was maybe Bloomberg who reported it, but the EU is now starting to casually probe Azure for uncompetitive or anti-competitive
We need
practices.
better terms for these things. Maybe it's just because I'm used to the way things are in the United States. In the United States, there'd be some regulatory body would investigate, formally. Well, no, there's a phase where I'm sure they reach out to impacted parties to see if there's anything there. They seek documentation and whatnot, and then they investigate formally, right? And then they charge that company or not with whatever the charge is. And they might settle, they might go to court, and that's whatever. In the EU, it's always really vague. It's like we're investigating, casually, like you said. It's like we're just asking questions. They investigate, they announce an investigation, and then it's not really a set of charges. They're just like, hey, this is what we found. Like you're just guilty of this. It's probably just semantics. It's probably just different wording. But of course, the other issue with the EU is that everything happens at a very glacial pace.
Right. So we'll find out the result of that probe,
Years from now.
whatever you want, 2037, 2038.
Years from now.
It'll be a while.
It's more likely that Microsoft, given the regulatory climate and whatever else is going on, will probably seek to address the concerns proactively. And we won't even have to call it a settlement because they'll probably just do the right thing with regards to whatever this is. It's actually I don't think the EU has ever proactively investigated any company. I'm probably totally wrong on that, but from my perspective, following big tech, it's always complaints. Some company you've never heard of from like someplace in Europe will say, "Hey, Microsoft's being Microsoft," But in this case, interestingly, I think there were 4 companies that had complained over time about whatever this issue is. I don't even completely understand it, but I think it's basically the issue is Azure is big and we are small. I don't know. Anyway, expect partnerships and stuff like that. I think this one goes away.
We'll see.
We had so much fun stuff to get to first.
Yeah.
Like this EU Microsoft Teams Office thing.
Yeah.
Right? That's juicy. Like this the cloud stuff. It's like, who cares?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
It depends what they find. If I vaguely recall, there were some complaints around licensing. Remember, not long ago, Microsoft was charging competitors different fees for things like SQL Server and stuff like that.
Classic Microsoft playbook. Now it's like you're listening to an oldie station now. They're not even coming up with new stuff.
Yeah, like they have 2 business plans in the back. The one, it's like, let's just get through regulatory stuff, and it's like, we're out, and it's like, get the black book. And like that's where just like all the win at all
We're
costs.
going to call a fixer in Poland to take care of this problem.
Oh, God.
It's still starting to sound like a Steven Seagal movie with just about as much action. Yeah.
Well,
antitrust. It's fun.
If that's not enough great news for you,
Mm-hmm.
Phone Link is now available for iOS on everybody.
Yep. I'm delighted to have to edit the book again, so that's good. I'll be looking at that today. I did verify that I have it on my system. I've been looking all along to see if I could use this thing, and it's never come up with. Oh, actually, on this computer, it still says iPhone coming soon. Yeah, no, I checked on the computer I needed to be on. It's working. But yeah, this is the trouble with saying Microsoft releases. It's possible I just have that. No, I don't even have an app update. I don't know what's going on. Whatever. This is how these things go down.
Sure.
Actually, you know what? Excuse me. I bet the problem is I don't think this computer has Bluetooth, and you need Bluetooth for this to work.
My computer doesn't have Bluetooth.
It's a desktop computer. Yeah, actually, when it says coming soon, but when you mouse over it, it says to connect your iPhone, your PC must have Bluetooth. Somewhere in the boxes you can't see over there, or whatever they are, bins, I have a little Bluetooth dongle I could break out,
You could.
Anyway, that's something to look for, guys. I guess if you're using a desktop computer, you're like, I really want to use this. How come I can't? You need Bluetooth.
I feel like most computers have Bluetooth these days. It feels like...
Yeah. I know. No, listen, here's another thing most computers have today, a USB-C port.
What? Are you on an Amiga? Like, what sort of...
So I wrote about this at one point. It's a crazy combination of ports. This is like a workstation class desktop thing.
Mm-hmm.
It has 6 display port outs, 4 on a card, which are the old, what I would think of as Thunderbolt 2 style. Like, I don't know how to describe it, small. I think it's just called mini DisplayPort. And then 2 of them are the bigger, the more common DisplayPort. It does have one USB-C port, but it's on the front. It's not on the back. But the one on the front doesn't support like DisplayPort or any of the stuff. So I can't connect a USB-C monitor to it. It doesn't. It's like 2023, guys. Like, what's going on here? Anyway, I know. It does have dedicated graphics. I can play games on it, no problem. Like, it's pretty good.
Yeah, you just can't connect modern peripherals.
Can't do normal computer stuff. I know. I can't explain it. It is what it is. It has Quadro RTX 3000 graphics. I don't even know what that means.
It's a fairly high-end GPU.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's oriented for workstation purposes, not.
Oh yeah, if it's doing that, that's more of like the AI computational sort of GPU.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I use it to play Halo. I was like, what's the most expensive way I could play Halo?
Yeah, you're getting there. I think there's a new NVIDIA one that sits above that now. But
oh no, I'm sure this is a year old. It's not even. Yeah. It's not new or anything.
Oh yeah, it's a year old. You should probably just burn it in the backyard for scrap. As I podcast from a computer that's running a chip that won't even support Windows 11.
That's right. Usually was a Surface Book 2, 1 Surface.
Well, this is a Book 3. Then.
Some kind of desktop computer.
Yeah, over there it's a 6700K. It's a fine CPU. It's sort of like
sorry, what generation?
6th.
Yeah. I don't think I ever told you this, but as part of our move, we had to give away whatever, a bunch of stuff. And
don't hurt me. Don't.
No, it's not going to hurt you. You'll just have some vague connection to it. That's all. We had that podcast studio in our house in Dedham 2 houses ago. And the computer I used down there to do what you're doing, which was a desktop computer, which back in the day was really nice. It was like an HP whatever class. It was a really nice tower. I gave to a friend here. But it was a 5th generation Core i7. And I don't remember this. I mean, it might have had, I don't know. It doesn't matter what it had, but I'm sure it was a physical hard drive, obviously. And, anyway, that was, so one of the things I did as part of us getting out of here was I went through all of the boxes I'd boxed up to come here with all the podcasting stuff, which had sat in my cellar for 6 years. And I asked George at one point, like, hey, do you want any of this stuff? I mean, I'm never going to use any of it. And he was like, just hold on to it. And I was like, all right.
I thought you were going
And
to say
then
you
we sold the
dropped
house
off a
and got
bunch
rid of
of
it
like
all.
10th gen chips at Goodwill or something.
Well, we had a nice video camera, remember? Well, you might not remember. You didn't see this stuff, but I mean, it was like a video, like a camera.
Yeah, no, I've got one sitting around here somewhere.
A lot of lights and stuff like that. But we found some local studio place that wanted it. So
yeah, the PC I'm on now is like a Buick Grand National. It's high
a
performance,
classic,
a little dated.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks.